Jen here. We got Jen here.
Let's slide her in.
She should be connecting right now.
Welcome, Jan.
What's up, Miss Jen?
How you doing today? Can you hear? Oh, her audio is not connected. Hey, Jen.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
We
you.
can hear you.
So, so Jen. First off, you were here on our show number 3, and we got a comment asking about QAnons, and we got to find out that you are a QAnon.
An anon.
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 What's the difference between a QAnon and an anon?
Q is the one who makes the drops. The anons do the research.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
okay. So do me a favor. What is this? What is this whole thing? Like, what is this? What is a Q? What is a QAnon? What is an anon? Explain it first, real quick.
Q makes drops. Nobody knows really who Q is. There was a guy who claimed he was Q, and then some people claim that they're Q and they make drops like, oh, lizard people. Really? Like, who believes that people are
All hail
lizards?
Serpentor.
I like
Like,
that.
I mean, listen, Luciferianism, it's real, but lizard people? Really? I mean, you have to use some common sense when you go through the information. But basically what we do is he drops a question. It's never this is how it is. It's here's a clue. Now go do the research. Go connect the dots yourself. You know what I'm saying?
I
It's
like
not.
that.
And then we bring all this information together and we kind of put it in this. It's like, have you ever seen those
Make it
detective movies where like they have a big board and they have pictures and all kinds of stuff with string and everything? Okay, so like that, right? So, but we do it electronically with information.
So you bake a cake, information, and y'all all put the pieces together, and it rises, and you're like, "Holy crap, it worked!"
Yeah.
And you put a candle on top of it, and now we
Yeah.
have light.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things that come up to be just not true.
So,
You
for
know what I'm
instance,
saying? So
so why isn't Q on the internet? Why isn't Q allowed to be on Facebook or because Q got
because he
kicked off?
tells the truth.
But this was
Because
like a
he gives you the
big
truth.
big but this was like a big group. It's like one of Facebook's biggest groups, and they actually got rid of one of their biggest groups. Like,
Millions of anons across this world, not just the country. You
What did
know,
you say?
yeah, what did they
Because-
say? Yeah.
huh?
What did
Well,
you say?
what's the reason why they would get rid of him?
No, like, what was the straw that broke the camel's back?
Yeah.
Um,
Zuckerberg is a reptile.
I think
Bro,
the
you look
real
like a reptile when
straw
you did
that did it for them to move, because you have to think about this. They're moving them out of this idea of conspiracy theory into the mainstream.
Yep.
So they're Q said that come 2020, we will all come to the light and they will all see us and they will know who we are and they will know that we have this information and that it's real. He said that back in 2018. Okay. And look at what's happening now. And you know why? Because the media is forcing Q and QAnons into the mainstream
But
by
you-
talking about it.
But
You
Jen,
know, the one thing about the media is if they say it enough, it becomes truth, right?
that is
So-
that is true.
So they try to debunk it. So like you see all these just ridiculous newscasts on QAnon and Q and the anons and how it's conspiracy theory and everything else, but they never debunk anything. Nothing
No, they
ever.
just
They
don't
just
track.
say, oh, they use this Tony Podesta email, which listen, somebody
I
says
mean-
I want to go get pizza for an hour, or I'd like to have pizza for an hour. That doesn't mean that he's talking about pedophilia. He's talking about going to get pizza with somebody for an hour.
But
I
what's
know.
the-
I had a friend. I've had a former friend that dove deep into the Pizzagate thing and swears to God it's real, bro. It's real. I'm like, my
Pizzagate
dude,
is real.
like, it might be, but the evidence that you're showing me is not conclusive enough to say like, oh, but who gets pizza for an hour? I'm like, bro,
No,
like
that's what I'm saying.
I've
You
gone to
have
have pizza for an
sift
hour multiple times.
Yeah, me too. You have to sift through the garbage You know
But
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
but who
They're
sends?
like,
But wait.
since everybody thinks that, oh, I have the answer. Look at what I found. Then of course the mainstream media picks up on stupid things like that. You know, like I don't believe that JFK Jr. is still alive. I mean, and Q never said that. He never ever said that. Never. But the mainstream media and people who want to make these documentaries about Q and act like they're anons and stuff like that when they're really not, they will say, that's how you know they're fake. They will say that Q made a Q drop about JFK Jr. being alive. It's not true. He never did that. Never.
You keep on
That's
talking
Um,
about
and-
you keep on mentioning Q as a he. So it's like
well, I mean,
you
because
know
you
it's
know,
like you know
if
something that we don't know. Come on, Jen, let us know.
no, it's not that I know something that you don't know, but no, normally when you talk about people that you've never seen or met in an authoritative position, it's a social norm to say something like he. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I'm, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
please let's not get into this feminist conversation because modern feminism is bullshit. So
Is there any way that like Q could tell if his Tupac still alive, man? Is he like in Cuba
no,
like everybody
no,
says
no,
he
it's
is?
not like that. It's
Does he
not like
does
that.
he have this information? Like, I need to know if Tupac's still alive, because I need one more album from him.
No,
Just
it's
one
not
more.
like that. It's not like that. You know, I mean, we would all like Tupac to still be alive. I mean, come on, who wouldn't? I mean, listen to music nowadays, right? But it's not like that at all. You know, you get Out of the Shadows is probably one of the only great a little girl that got kidnapped from her parents on vacation in Brazil or something like that.
I
They're from England or something.
I got a question.
Madeline, whatever her name was.
I
Sorry, it's rude.
What?
But
No, I'm sorry to cut you guys off, but I got a question.
what?
Has Q made any predictions about 2020 election?
Um, not really. Um, President Trump is fighting hard, basically that he's he's standing between us and them.
He who?
You know what
Q?
I'm saying? He's taking the brunt of all the abuse because he's a part of this. He knows. I mean, his son wore
So-
a pin
Wait,
on
wait.
Tucker Carlson. It was the presidential seal on the pin, and you know, people ran with it and they were like, "Oh, he wore a Q pin."
So
It was a presidential
that's
seal.
what I was about to ask you. Do you think the president is a QAnon?
They say president is Q plus.
Q plus.
I've heard reports and stories that
Where did Q plus
President
come from?
Trump
What?
is-
This came out of left field.
that President Trump, like, he's the man that's gonna bring down the pedophiles in Hollywood
And that's what he's
through the
doing.
Democratic Party and everything like that. Like,
And
there's
that's what
a
he's doing.
specific date. There's a specific date in December. I don't remember what it was, but it's supposed to be a specific date in December where President Trump is gonna bring all of these people to justice.
No, not that's when they start. That's when they start doing arrests.
Oh,
That's
okay.
not
That's when
when
the
they-
raids are gonna start.
Oh
Well,
wait.
I mean,
Wait.
you know, just they're not going to be raids. People are going to be quietly arrested. They're going to be put. Yeah,
Jump in, John.
What's a Q plus?
Right?
Q plus is believed to be President Trump. Q. Okay, so basically, Q is said to be a group of generals that put Trump in place specifically to clean out the swamp.
Oh wow.
And so these generals, there was when President Trump first became president, he did a photo op with his most trusted generals, and he said to the reporters, "The storm is coming."
Oh yes, he did. I remember that. They were.
I got
in
one quick
2016
question.
In the media.
Yeah,
What is the swamp?
it's the deep state.
What is the deep state?
The deep state is those in power who control just about everything and anything from the Halliburtons to the Rothschilds to, have you guys ever watched Shadow?
Oh, the
Game?
Illuminati.
It's not the Illuminati. Like that's such a, I don't know. I guess some people call it that, but I wouldn't say it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think.
I mean, are you really familiar with what and who the Illuminati was and is?
Yeah. I mean, it started with the Masons. They called them, well, before the Masons, a
It
little
was
bit
before
before
the
the
Masons. There
Masons.
was a group of people
It,
that felt they had religious
well, they also
enlightenment.
said that Knights Templar was part of the
Were
Illuminati.
Right.
So, I mean, it's way before the Masons, but
yes,
I wouldn't say necessarily. I do believe there is an aspect that it does involve the Illuminati, but the Illuminati is too high on the surface. This goes deeper than that.
I mean, if you think about it, though, the Illuminati is just like the devil. Best way to let them know you don't exist is hide in plain sight.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what's the saying? The best trick the devil ever performed was making you believe that he didn't exist.
Exactly. Dang, yeah.
Well, that's the same thing with the deep state. And the deep state goes way further than just government. I mean, it is a lot of it is government, but it goes way, way deeper than that. Way deeper than that. Because I mean, people think the richest families in the world are the Halliburtons, the Rothschilds, the Johnson and Johnsons, those kind of families. There are people wealthier than that and with more power than those people. They're
Yeah.
not the end all to be all.
My thing is the people if there's if there's people that's controlling everything, like they're not gonna be so accessible. And even if they had anything to do with the Illuminati, they would be just like you said, the deep, like they would be so deep in the Illuminati that you wouldn't be able to even consider them as Illuminati. You know what I mean?
Probably. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's
Like,
reasonable. I mean, you think the deeper you go into darkness, the more you disappear.
all right, right. Well,
in a military, I'm going to jump in real quick, John. You're next.
we got 2
Um,
minutes. Go ahead.
in military structures, and not just the U.S., but historically, you have the surface, which is the standing armies that you see. Then behind the armies, you see the sergeants, you see lieutenants, you see generals, depending on what the format of the military structure is, and then you've got people that are way behind them, people you'll never see,
Right.
that are way up the ladder, and then behind those guys, you have guys that don't have titles, and
Right.
those guys that don't have titles are the ones that are making the decisions and persuading money in this direction or that direction. And then even behind those guys, you may even have a mastermind, kind of like what is that movie with President Snow?
Oh,
Hunger Games. Hunger
Hmm?
Games.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm using that as an example. Then you probably have somebody so far deep down that nobody really knows them, but they're the ones that are actually pulling strings. And that's how structures work within organizations that do gain power. That is not a conspiracy.
So my thing was,
Yeah.
I just wanted to find out if it's almost like a religion,
No.
like to be an anon or anon, because Q's like the
Anonymous, homie.
huh?
That's what anon is. Anonymous.
Anonymous.
No, but I'm saying, so like you have directives or information drop down from, well, you're telling me there's multiple
It's
people.
just a question. He asks, why would, say, the lights go out on such and such date at such and such time in such and such location when such and such person is visiting? Then you go do the research.
All
You
right.
go
Yeah.
find out. He never says, this is what happens, blah, 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 blah. It's definite.
Also,
but
it's
a
basically like
question.
All right,
He-
guys,
he
guys,
starts
hold-
like
guys,
the
guys,
biggest
guys,
scavenger hunt ever.
Guys,
Right, it's a scavenger
guys. Sorry, we gotta wrap it up. We have to wrap it up. We gotta move on to the thing because we're moving a tight schedule. My program director is actually in my ear saying wrap it up. So, Jen, real quick. You have a show coming up very soon. I would say the title, but
I haven't thought about it yet.
we were working on the title, but so we're just gonna wrap that up. Look forward to Jen's show, and then like we're gonna see more of you very 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 soon, guys. What do we got going on next?